By the Wayne Parks and Recreation, the Wayne Chamber of Commerce, and the Wayne Merchants Association. I hope you have a wonderful day and a happy holiday. So let's start, all right? Yay! Okay.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, hi! You're here! We thought you'd never get here. Hey, have you seen my keys?
Oh, no. They finally showed up. We thought you'd never get here.
I already said that. All right, let's let Storytime with Santa begin. Oh, but first, we have to check their behavior records.
I'll go get the book.
Get the book. Okay, listen. I have a problem. I haven't told Mrs. Claus yet, but Christmas might be doomed. I can't find the keys to my sleigh. Now, she's going to bring the book in so we can check to see if you guys have been good or bad. Because she thinks we have to find out before we read the first story. But we'll find out in a second. But you have to be good in order to help me because we need to save Christmas. Okay? Okay. So don't say much. That's an awfully big book.
You're telling me. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. More and more names. And I'm the one who has to keep checking every year to make sure you've been good or bad.
Okay.
Make sure you've been good.
Let's start with it. What's your name right there? What? Michael? Okay. Michael? You look that up? Michael?
Let's see.
Find it?
Michael. All right. So, Michael, you say you've been good, have you? Well,
right.
there was that cookie you stole before dinner last April.
Uh-oh. Well, now, I think you're being a little hard on it, don't you?
Well, you made up the rules.
Well, I think we can make an exception in this case. Do you promise not to sneak any more cookies?
Do you promise?
Yeah. Okay. Great. You know what? This could take too long if we have to look up everybody's name.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
So
But we do have to check.
Let's have one of the elves do it later.
No, I suppose that would work. What about Ralph?
Ralph Elf loves to do this kind of work. Get Ralph.
All right.
Ralph!
Ralph!
He loves busy work, Ralph Elf. He's worth every penny I spent to hire him away from those Keebler people. Boy, it's a waste of a perfectly good elf if you ask me. Making him cookies, everybody knows elves make toys. That's what they're best at.
That Ralph is amazing. I never knew we had such advanced technology here at the North Pole. He just put all of your names into his supercomputer, and you all checked out.
Oh, they did? All of them?
Huh?
That's wonderful. You've all been good this year. Way to go. That way we don't have to kick anybody out. That makes it so simple. Okay. In that case, then, let's start the story. Oh, uh-oh. I forgot why we brought you guys here. Well, I guess I better confess. Martha, I can't find my keys.
Your keys?
No.
What keys?
What keys? The keys to my sleigh.
Oh.
You see,
Well,
kids?
wait a minute. I want to go with you when you take those presents.
You want to go with me?
So how are we going to go if you don't have your keys?
Well, we'll find them. See, you can't go with me this year, Martha. We talked about this. You can't go with me.
But
Well, no, this is my job.
that's not fair. I want to go. I'm tired of staying home and making cookies.
You don't make cookies. You're in charge of the whole elf operation. You watch over the whole toy shop.
Oh, so why can't I go with you when you drop off the presents?
Because I'm Santa.
You can't even give me a good reason.
Well, but it's just not fair. I mean,
See, if we went together, it would save time. That way, we could stop off and have some relaxation time in, say, Hawaii or somewhere.
Hawaii?
Yeah.
Nice sandy beaches. I can finally work on my tan.
See how great that could be?
You know, when you put it that way, I don't see any reason why you can't come along.
Really?
Really?
You mean really?
Really?
Well, this changes everything. Everything?
Yeah.
Never mind.
What?
I don't want to come.
You don't want to come?
No.
Why not?
Well, see, I don't want to go enchanting around the world in a tiny sleigh. I just wanted to make sure that you wanted me to come.
Well, what about Hawaii?
Hawaii?
I thought we were going to go to Hawaii.
Oh, we can still go to Hawaii after you drop off all the presents.
We can? Oh, of course we can. All right then. Let's read the story. Uh-oh. I forgot.
You forgot what?
I can't find my keys.
Keys to the sleigh.
The keys to the sleigh. Okay, let me think. I know. The last time I saw them, they were on the breakfast table when I was having breakfast. And then Ralph came in.
Ralph Elf?
Right, Ralph Elf. He came in and he said, Santa, I'm going to take this. He took it. Ralph took it. He said, the elves and I are going to put a nice keychain on this key so you don't lose it.
Ralph Elf.
He took it. Ralph must have it.
Hey, have any of you seen Ralph? He's about this tall.
Ralph?
He has a little green suit on, little red pointy shoes.
Ralph?
Ralph, no? Oh.
Ralph?
Ralph!
Uh-oh.
Ralph!
Martha?
Ralph!
I forgot.
Ralph! You forgot what? Ralph!
Ralph doesn't have it.
Ralph doesn't have what? Ralph!
Ralph gave the key back to me.
He gave the key back to you.
Yes, he gave the key back to me.
So why am I running around yelling my head off then?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Santa. Well, where did you put it?
I don't know.
Well, where is it? You have no idea?
Well, let me think now. When Ralph came in, he gave it back to me, and he said, what did he say? Were any of you guys there? Did you, he said, here, Santa, I brought you this key back. We put a nice keychain on it so you'll never lose it. And I said, thank you, Ralph, that's just wonderful. And then, what happened then? I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I remember! He gave me a code!
A code?
A code! The code is 8120. That way I'll always remember where it is.
He remembers the code, but he doesn't remember where he put the key.
Right, 8120. 8120.
But what do the numbers mean?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
81. Oh, they must be paces. You guys ever see a pirate's treasure map where you have to walk 8 paces and 1 pace? And that must be what it is. Let me see if I can find it. Okay.
This is never going to work.
Never,
Never.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It must be right here. Well, that didn't work, did it?
No. What are we going to do?
Oh, I know. Let's try the letters of the alphabet.
The alphabet?
Yeah, the letters of the alphabet. Like 8 could be the 8th letter of the alphabet.
Okay.
You guys help us figure out what the letters of the alphabet are? Can you do that?
Yeah. We need to find the 8th letter of the alphabet. Put your hands up.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. H. The first letter.
Starts with H.
H. I get it.
Okay.
So then the next number was 1. So what's the number 1 letter of the alphabet?
H-A. The word where my key is starts with H-A. H-A. Ha. H-A. Hamburger. It was in the hamburger I had for lunch. No, it wasn't.
You would have noticed that.
I would have noticed that.
Okay.
H-A.
Hallway. It's in the hallway. Wait a minute. There's not a hallway here.
H-A. Hand. It's in my hand. No, it isn't. H-A. What else starts with H-A?
We need to think of words that start with H-A. Hat? Who said that? Good job. Yeah. Check your hat.
Hat. My hat. Of course, hat. It's here. I found it. Here it is.
Good job.
Boy, that was close. Way to go. Who said hat? Nice job. You saved Christmas. Thanks.
Boy, way to go, gang.
Isn't that a nice keychain?
It certainly is a good keychain.
That's a nice keychain.
Elves are certainly nice. Hey, how about as kind of a reward for helping us save Christmas, we do read you the story.
Oh.
It's a really good story.
That's a good idea. Do you guys want to hear the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's called The Polar Express, and it's by Chris Van Allsburg.
I'm going to set this keychain right here. Don't let me forget where I put it.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be bad.
Okay.
Table is an awfully hard word to spell.
Okay. Okay. Ready? The Polar Express. Written and illustrated by Chris Van Allsburg. Here we go. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me I'd never hear, the ringing of Santa's sleigh. But I knew he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, though not of ringing bells. From outside came the sound of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the train cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest and then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe and I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. "All aboard," the conductor cried out. I ran up to him. "Well," he said, "are you coming?" "Where?" I asked. "Why, to the North Pole, of course," was his answer. "This is the Polar Express." I took his hand and he pulled me aboard the train. The train was filled with lots of other children, all of them in their pajamas and nightgowns too. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies. We drank hot cocoa as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward towards the North Pole. Soon, there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests where lean wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. We climbed mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon, but the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. The mountains turned into hills. The hills turned into snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance, and they looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. "There," said the conductor, "is the North Pole." The North Pole. It was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. "They are gathering at the center of the city," the conductor told us. "That is where Santa will give the very first gift of Christmas." "Who receives the gift?" we all asked. "He will pick one of you," said the conductor. "Look," shouted one of the children. "There are the elves." Outside the train, we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl. So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no further, we stopped, and the conductor led us outside. We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were very excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound, like nothing I'd ever heard in the world. Across the circle, the elves moved apart, and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us, and pointing to me, said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into his sleigh. The elves handed me up to him. I sat on Santa's knee, and he asked me, "Now, what would you like for Christmas?" I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine, but right then, the thing I wanted most in the whole world was not inside Santa's giant toy sack. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, he smiled. Then he gave me a big hug and told an elf to cut a bell from one of the reindeer's harnesses. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He He stood holding the bell high above him, and then he called out for everyone to hear, "Behold the first gift of Christmas!" A clock struck midnight, and the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared into the cold, dark polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. "Well, let's hurry outside and look for it," one of the children said, but the train gave a sudden lurch, and we started moving. We were on our way home already. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. "What?" I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. "Merry Christmas!" he shouted. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle, and off it went. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree, and it had my name on it. Inside the box was the silver bell. There was a note that said, "I found this on the seat of my sleigh. You'd better fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. Claus." I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But then my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." And my father said, "Yes, too bad, it's broken." When I'd shaken the bell, my sister and I had heard it, but my parents had not heard a sound. At one time, almost all of my friends could hear the bell, but as the years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even my sister Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old now, the bell still rings for me, just as it does for all who truly believe in Christmas. The end.
I have an idea. I have some silver bells off of Santa's sleigh, and I want to see how many of you really believe. If I ring this bell and you hear it, I want you to applaud, clap your hands.
But that means you really believe in Christmas.
Ready? You applaud if you hear the bell.
Yay! Woo! You guys can hear it. That's wonderful. I know. Right now, that's the end of the story. But I'll go out into the lobby, and anybody who wants a picture with me can get a picture with me for just $1. You got to ask your parents. We also have gifts and coloring books for everybody. Okay? Okay.
Now let's go.
Let's go. Come on this way. Say Merry Christmas.
Please, thank you.
Merry Christmas.
All right, ready?
There you go.
Okay, we're going to take one more.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
All right. What do you fellas want for Christmas this year? Oh, Power Ranger. What color? Okay. Out for the camera. Wait. Bye. There you go. All right, Jordan, what do you want for Christmas this year? Hot wheeler, huh? Okay. I'll see what I can do, okay? All right. Here you go. Mrs. Claus has a present for you. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Hi, how are you guys doing? Have a seat. Here you go. Hey, come around this side. Right up on my, you can squeeze up next to my hat for me. Okay. What's your name? Chelsea. What do you want for Christmas this year? You go. Right on up there. How you doing?
Well, they want one with them together, and they want to give the
three of them?
Okay. Smile for the camera. Yay.
Okay, you get up for Miss Randy. Come with me.
Okay. Right up here and say to the left. There you go. Smile. There you go. Okay. Merry Christmas, okay? I think Mrs. Claus has a present for you.
Wow.
There you go.
You say.
Say Merry Christmas. There you go. All right. Thank you. Merry Christmas now. Mrs. Claus, how are you? Good. What do you want from Christmas, Bonnie?
One picture?
Miss Crush. Yes, that's a racing game. Yeah, smile. Okay, I'll see what I can do, okay? Here you go. I think Mrs. Claus has a present for you. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there you go. There you go. Hi. What are your names?
Tony.
What do you want from Christmas?
Tony Joe. Smile. Smile.
Yeah.
One more. Tony. Smile. Ready? 1, 2. Smile.
All right.
Tony, you have to smile. Say cheese. One more. Say bye. Say bye. Here you go.
There you go. Okay, Merry Christmas. Smile. There you go.
You're gonna see one more, okay?
Great.
You're gonna take one more.
Okay, everybody smile for the camera. There you go. Hey, what do you want for Christmas, sweetie? Oh, yeah? All right, well, I'll see what I can do, okay? There you go. Mrs. Claus has a present for you. Merry Christmas.
This one's yours. Get the coloring.
Well, hi there. Have a seat, young lady. How are you? Merry Christmas. What's your name? Lacey? That's very pretty. Lacey, what do you want for Christmas? Ooh. Oh, wow. Smile for the camera. All right. That's what it's called. Train set. Wow. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Merry Christmas. Oh, have a seat. What's your name? Lindsay. You're Tracy's sister. Or Lacey's sister. I knew it. See that? What do you want for Christmas? Some cool surprise too. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Uh-oh, smile for the camera. Smile for the camera.
Okay,
What do you want for Christmas this year? Any ideas? No, huh? Okay, I'll see what I can do. There you go. It's awesome.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Great.
Uh-oh, okay. Smile for Tracy now. What's your name? Melvin. Okay, I'll see what I can do, okay? Okay, Merry Christmas. Okay, this is Bobby. Hi. Hi, sweetie. It's okay. Hi. Merry Christmas. Oh, it's okay. Here it goes, Mom. Hi. Merry Christmas. What's your name? Have a seat. What's your name? Laura, how are you? What do you want for Christmas this year? For what? Oh, okay. Well, I'll see what I can do. Okay, smile for Tracy.
Smile for sure.
There you go. Merry Christmas. Okay, just smile. Look at the camera.
Hi, Patrick.
There you go. Merry Christmas, Patrick. You know what you want for Christmas? Oh, yeah? Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. I'm supposed to have a present for you. Hi. Okay, let's get on. Hi. Hi.
Wow, that's got gotta be baby's first Christmas, huh?
Come here, sweetie. Hi, Paul. Paul. What are you doing?
Is this his first Christmas?
Yeah, this is his
Oh boy. Wow.
Merry Christmas, Paul.
Come here.
Yeah? Hi, sweetie. What's your name? Stephanie. Stephanie, how old are you? And what do you want for Christmas? A Barbie. Oh, wow. Smile for Tracy. I'll see what I can do, okay? Okay. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas now. Hi there. Hi, here you want to take a one picture? Sure.
Wow, this little one says no way, Jose.
Hi, sweetie. Try one. There you go. Smile, you guys. Smile big. Okay. What do you guys want for Christmas? You know what you want? Wow. Is it? Hi. Merry Christmas. Smile for Tracy. There you go. What do you want for Christmas this year? You don't know? Well, how about if I surprise you? Okay. All right. There you go. Mrs. Claus has a present for you. Merry Christmas. Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Separate? Okay.
Hi, Colleen. Hi, Nancy.
No, you don't pull his beard. No.
Right.
Good. You be nice. Okay, here we go. Ian.
Colleen, what do you want for Christmas? There you go.
Get it quick.
He's going to eat his own lamb. There you go. Colleen, what do you want for Christmas?
Okay, we're going to do one with Ian alone and then Colleen alone. Okay, Ian.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Good walk.
Thanks, Ian.
Come on.
Bye-bye.
Introduce yourself, okay?
I'll make her a happy dinner. Let's see what we can do about those. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Smile with them. Big long.
Hey, Colleen, have you got something to get to Santa? What does he need?
Thanks, Colleen.
You want to have a present for you?
He needed that.
I need it. Hey, Colleen, can you hear that jingle bell ring?
I'm going to give this to you.
Hey, Colleen, can you hear that jingle bell?
Oh, Ian.
Can you hear it? Let me hear it.
There
I can hear it too.
Did you want another photo?
No, you won't get another photo.
Yeah. Go over. Oh, I'm not Uh-oh. There you go. Thank you. Bye, sweeties. Bye-bye. Oh, good.
All right. Here we go. All right.
Okay. Shall we?
Bye.